Hi, Dr. Karen Can here, and in this video I'm going to show you a model on how you can quickly do a checkup. I actually call it a metaphysical checkup as to whether or not you're susceptible to manifesting coronavirus symptoms. So, if you are the kind of person that wants to stick with the physical body and just physical things, then this video isn't appropriate for you, because in this video we're going to be talking about things beyond the physical, meaning your emotions, your thoughts. Even though science backs up that thoughts are things, they are photons, and that there's science backing up that what your thoughts are focusing on has an effect on your physical body, and as well as your emotional response to whatever's going on has an effect on your physical body. A lot of people are not comfortable talking about their thoughts and emotions, and they want to stick purely to physical things. So if that's you, bless you, and this video is not for you. But for all the other people who do believe and feel that your thoughts and emotions have an impact on your health and wellness, and in this case specifically your immune system, then this video may be really, really handy. So we're going to start with a triangle. Okay, so we're going to talk about the physical, the mental, and the emotional, and how that may impact you as a person to either manifesting or not manifesting coronavirus symptoms. So we'll start the physical. And when it comes to the physical, there's actually a very quick metaphysical technique you can use to check how well your immune system is functioning. So because of the language that we need to use, because it's metaphysics, not medicine, what we want to do is be able to ask, how happy and balanced is my immune system? Now, if you've taken my Divine Muscle Testing free webinar, or you're in my Topican Level 1 training program, you already know how to do muscle testing, and you already know how to connect and align to the 0-point field, the source field, so that you can grab that information and translate it through your physical body to get yes/no answers. So if you don't know how to do muscle testing, or what I call divine muscle testing, then you can learn how to do that, and it's fairly simple. And if you are seeing this video, hopefully on my Facebook Light Warrior Network group, we'll post below a link that you can access that free training for a limited time. Okay, but anyway, so on the physical level, the strategy we want to use is the find strategy. Find strategy. So what you're going to do is you're going to find out how happy your immune system is. And in Divine Muscle Testing, we connect to source, okay, and we get into stillness, and then we ask, how happy and balanced is my immune system? And we get an answer out of 100%. I usually start with 50% or higher, and get a yes or no. If it's lower, we go down. If it's higher, we go up. And we keep asking until we get a definitive yes. Now, of course, it's a range. From 1 minute to the other, your immune system could be 95% happy versus 94% happy, for example. But it's really good to have at least an idea. Most people run around, have no idea how happy their immune system is, right? They're like chugging vitamin C and vitamin D pills and zinc and, homeopathic medication, whatever, and have no clue where they're at. But this way, you have an idea of where you're at. How happy is your physical immune system? Well, guess what? You can find out how happy it is. It's not that difficult. And of course, using metaphysics and energy healing, you can of course find out more about if it's not over 95% happy, which is where we want it to be, over 95% happy. Then you can find out more. For example, for Topican healing, we have charts. We can find out what's causing it not to be happy, correct those energetic imbalances, and get that immune system energetically more happy, and therefore physically more happy after that. Now, the next thing I want to check in is also related to these three things. So we got the physical, right? So the second, what we're going to focus on is the mental. Okay, and I actually gave away the word already. So when you're doing a metaphysical check mentally to see how susceptible you are to manifesting coronavirus symptoms, what you got to do is measure how much are you focusing on what it is you wish to create in the world, positive manifestation, versus what you don't want to happen in the world, which is negative. In this case, we're calling it negative or not wanted manifestation, right? So is it positive or negative? So the key strategy here is focus. You can actually measure your focus if you want to. If you know divine muscle testing, you can ask, how much are my thoughts in the last 24 hours focused on the energies and things that I wish to create in the world versus what I do not wish to create in the world? Okay, you can ask a question like that. You could also ask it a different way. What percentage of my waking time am I focusing on my new ideal reality versus my non-desired new reality or non-desired reality? And then get a percentage. So the other day when I was in the car just testing this out for you, I got that I was 70% focused on my new reality and 30% focused on what I don't want. And that could very well be, listening to the news or, talking to people about the coronavirus and how silly it is, that everyone's all scared and we're running out of toilet paper, things like that, right? So there's a certain degree of energy that's focusing in that space. So we just first of all honor it and go, well, I'd really like to be 90-10, but at the moment I'm 70-30. Not a big deal, right? So what we can then do is consciously pay attention more to what it is that we desire. So for example, we had trouble going from the US-Canada border, not related to coronavirus, but on the way back, when we were coming back, instead of thinking, oh my God, they're gonna shut the border. Oh my God, I'm checking the news. Okay, they're shutting the border, they're shutting the border, they're shutting the border. Are they shutting the border? Okay, people are doing that. We will not name names. Okay, and so instead I thought, okay, I'm going to take my focus very specifically and direct my mind, my thoughts to what is it I desire. And in this case, I desire to have a beautiful reunion with my little doggy, who's sitting here in the background listening quietly. And I focused on that. I focused on the weather, which was sunny and clear. And guess what? It was sunny and clear when we traveled home. I focused on the ease with which we crossed the border. And again, there was great ease crossing the border. It took us less than probably 3 minutes. No problems at all. I focused on that happy reunion with my little doggy and how happy he is to see us. And so those are where my thoughts are focusing. So I then skewed that 70-30 to more like 90 whatever, right? So that is what you can do as well. If you know divine muscle testing, you can of course check your percentages, but if you don't know, just think about it. How much energy are you using thinking about things you don't want versus things you do want and want to create, right? So find focus. And the last one we're going to talk about is emotions. So emotional. So the metaphysical strategy emotionally is actually fairly easy because right now we have a lot of fear and panic in the world. So a very quick checkup, if you want to do divine muscle testing and metaphysically do this checkup, is to ask, how much do I resonate, my body in this body and timeline, how much do I resonate with mass consciousnesses, anxiety and panic and fear around the coronavirus? And in this case, you can get a number out of 10. And then when you know if it's over 0, okay, which means you're resonating with other people's stuff that is not necessarily your individuated emotions, okay, then you can choose to free yourself from it. Knowledge is power when it's acted upon, So when you have that knowledge of, oh my goodness, I'm resonating X out of 10 with mass consciousness and I don't wish to be there, then you can free yourself of that. So for the example, I was checking in myself the other day and I think I was a 3 out of 10. Not bad, but it wasn't 0. wasn't zero. So there was a part of me that was resonating with that fear, with that anxiety and that worry. I'm going to be totally honest about that. So I was like, okay, now I know where I'm at, so I can go ahead and free it. Now I have many different techniques, but I think for people that one very, very simple one is doing meridian tapping or EFT, or just called tapping. So what you can do is go into that sensation in your body of fear and anxiety, and it's very easy because thoughts go there anyway, so you could feel it in your body, and then you go ahead and tap and just keep feeling it and tapping it, and after a while you might have difficulty feeling the emotion, okay? And then you can use divine muscle testing and retest yourself. How much am I now resonating with the fear and panic and anxiety that mass consciousness has about the coronavirus? And I got myself to under 1 out of 10, so I was like, woohoo! All right, yay me. Okay, so let's review. So these are metaphysical checkups to see whether or not you're susceptible to manifesting symptoms of coronavirus. Now, one of the reasons I say manifesting symptoms is because, first of all, there's a lot of controversy whether the coronavirus test is even a valid test for that. It's like, mega bucks, and it takes some time to get those RNA tests back. How accurate are they? False positives, false negatives. Having been in biochemistry, having been in medicine, I understand some of that. I know it's a little above some folks that aren't in science, but just to know that don't always trust, if someone says they tested positive for that, don't always blanket just trust, oh yeah, that must be coronavirus, The coronavirus symptoms are pretty much similar to other viruses, symptoms like the common cold, influenza, parainfluenza viruses that we deal with all the time. So you can manifest, get this, you can manifest symptoms even if you don't have an infection. Let me repeat that. You can manifest symptoms of an infection even if you don't have an infection, if you believe you have an infection. Okay, I'm not going to go into all of that in terms of there's stories about people, fascinating stories about people who were told they had a diagnosis, they manifested symptoms of diagnosis, then told it was the wrong person, they gave them the wrong results, they completely got healthy, and then then later on was like, oh no, that really was yours, sorry for the mix up, it really was yours, you're dying of cancer, whatever, and the person went from perfectly healthy to dying of cancer because they believed that they were sick based on these results. So there's a lot there, and the fascinating thing is we don't really study that and talk about that in medical school too much, but we really should, right? Okay, so as a review, physical, mental, emotional, you can do these metaphysical checkups on yourself. So physically, find out how happy and balanced your immune system is out of 100%. Okay, and if you need to know why it's not, then there's other methods we can do it, like Topocan healing, where you can check why it's not 100%. If not, you can actually do a Topocan healing directive if you don't need to know why it's not happy. Just reboot it, So we usually teach you to get into stillness. There's a free article on that I can post below as well. And then you literally do a Topocan healing directive with that focus. I now command that my immune system be completely 100% healthy and balanced in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease and grace. Thank you. And you kind of let that energy settle in, you retest, see if it worked for you, okay? It maybe not work for everyone, because sometimes people need to know why their immune system's down, and then you need to ask further questions. But for those that don't need to know, hey, just reboot it, right? And then just command a healing energetically for yourself, and get that higher to closer to 100%. 95 and above is ideal. Second thing you want to do for the checkup is check how focused you are on what you are desiring versus what you're not desiring. And if you wish to, you can check a percentage out of 100%. Am I 70% focused on what I want versus 30% what I don't want, or some other proportion? So check that out. I would say if you are doing 80% or higher of what it is you do want versus what you don't want to happen, you're doing really great. So keep up the good work. But that's where we want to get to. And if you're less than that, then shift your focus. Not that hard. But people won't do it because they get kind of addicted sometimes to things. But you can do that very easy by just shifting your focus of what you wish to focus on consciously, right? So third thing, emotional well-being. You can do a metaphysical checkup. Check out of a scale of 0 to 10. Of course, you can do it out of percentage as well. 0 to 10, how much am I resonating with anxiety and fear, which then can cause symptoms, the anxiety and fear of mass consciousness related to the coronavirus? We want you under a 1. Well, perfect world, a 0, right? So you're not resonating with someone else's fear, with someone else's anxiety, and someone else's worry. And that is the best place to be. So if you can be metaphysically healthy in all these 3 areas, there is a much less chance for you to manifest those symptoms of the coronavirus. So I hope this has been helpful. Please comment below. Share with me your strategies that you've been using to metaphysically help your body, mind, and soul heal during this challenging time. Thanks so much for joining me. Till next time. Oh, by the way, on Light Warrior Network, I will be doing many Facebook Lives where we're going to do like I'll show you a new test. As the days go on, because everyone's stuck at home, you might as well watch Facebook, right? so if you're not on Light Warrior Network and you're into the body, mind, soul connection, this is a great place to be. We'll be releasing more educational mini videos in the next days and weeks to come. So join us there, lightwarriornetwork.com, and we'll bring you right to the Facebook group, answer the questions so we can qualify you, and you'll get the benefit of the next trainings. All right, cool. Be safe and be happy and be healthy.